love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And we will be with you right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Papa Joe coming up in just a second here on the broadcast.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the Whole Frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? This is a special message from Merritt Brady, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York.
Chick-fil-A for me has always been about the people. I think it starts with the strength and leadership of the Cathy family. It's just amazing to see a family-run business reach the altitude that they have. Second mile service is something that we embodied at my previous business, and the ability to make people feel like they're the only person at your establishment, that you are there to serve them that day and looking for those extra ways to make them happy, to anticipate what they need next is what makes me tick. And I'm going to have so many opportunities at Chick-fil-A to do that. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. My favorite application question or interview question when I'm interviewing is when I get to, have you ever eaten at Chick-fil-A? And a smile hits both their ears. You know, they can't even answer the question for a second. And when I see that, it's like, man, that's going to be a great hire. They already get it. They already feel it. They already know that we're different. The Chick-fil-A experience, it's a real thing. And then, of course, just our generosity and community involvement and making a positive impact in the lives of our team members, our guests, and the community in general, I think is really the secret sauce.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Appreciate your patience here and apologize for having to start a new video. The wonderful, beautiful world of internet stuff seems to, during this COVID time and beyond it, be an ever challenging place. But we're happy that you're here, and we're happy that we got our entire conversation in with Zach Mahoney inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin', here with Papa Joe, and your patience to have PJ on the show. I appreciate you so much for that. We're going to be talking PGA Championship as well as what's to come in the PGA. And, of course, with PJ will be speaking on Major League Baseball and horse racing as well. So a lot of good stuff coming up here with Papa Joe, where sports meets that thing called life. And I thank you so much for being here with us. Papa Joe, we're going to bring him right in. PJ, how we doing?
Daniel, pretty good. Good. Now, we're making headway down here.
You know, and I think the most important thing is, because I know you got a doctor's appointment today and all that, how are you feeling?
Well, so-so. I have some other issues, I think, because of the wreck that we're going to have to get to the bottom of. So, and today is just another, I'm getting another opinion from my orthopedic doctor on my knees, the one that's all blown up. So I'll see what they got to say about that. Next week I go to UF Health Trauma again for an appointment.
Well,
I hope I have an appointment with. Going to have an appointment with my neurologist who has treated me for over 20 years with my nerve disorders, and I'm sure I have that, my neck. So I have a lot of issues that need to be attended to and get some answers for.
Well, we're praying that you get those answers, and obviously I'll be seeing you soon, so we'll have the opportunity to share some time together. And speaking of sharing time together, jumping right into the PGA, your thoughts? I mean, we just saw the PGA have a wonderful event here in Rochester, New York, and we talked about it at the beginning of the week, which seems like it was like weeks ago. But to see, what's happening here, Michael Block, the PGA pro that had an opportunity to get out there and had a hole-in-one on the 15th hole, as well as Koepka, who you and I have talked about before, Brooks Koepka, who won it. Just your overall thoughts on the recent PGA and what you took away from it.
Well, it was a great tournament, and I'm glad to see that some of the LIV guys got over there and they played very well. And, of course, Brooks Koepka winning the thing. Oak Hill in Rochester is, well, and of course, has always been a very classy place to go to try to play golf. It's extremely difficult. They could make it fairly difficult or really difficult. And, of course, when the pros get there, they make it really difficult. In 1978, and I had taken a job at a racetrack in Canandaigua, New York, where Joey was born, a horse track. And Canandaigua was 30 miles south of Rochester. And some people knew that I was coming down, and I guess they called some people in Jacksonville and says, "Hey, be our guest, come up and play Oak Hill." I says, "Well, I don't know if I'm good enough to play Oak Hill, but I'd be love to." I'll make a long story short. I went up there and shot 87 and had my ass handed to me, and I never went back. That's my experience with that. Extremely difficult track. Brooks Koepka is just an enormous personality on the golf course.
Yeah,
he's so big and strong and has such fortitude. His will is unbelievable. He just doesn't have very many. Excuse me. He doesn't have very many weaknesses. And a couple times he's spit the bit there in the last day, but when he's healthy, which he is now because of his knees, he'll be a force anywhere. Any course in the world, won't lay down for this guy. This guy's the real deal. I remember a couple years ago when Tiger was actually playing golf, and Koepka and him were dueling, and he beat him by a stroke, and Tiger was there when he got off the green, congratulating him, and Koepka looked at him. He says, "I earned this one," and that's the way he is. He is an absolute killer on a good golf course.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, seeing him win, and I mean, for Michael Block, for you to see a PGA pro do what he did as well, and to qualify for next year and to qualify for some other pieces that are coming through, what does that mean to you to see, a wonderful story like that of someone that could be starting a beautiful chapter in their career and having some dreams realized when you look at Michael Block?
Well, Michael Block is unusual for a PGA professional. The PGA is open to all PGA professionals, and that includes all the golf club, the guys, the country club pros. Now, normally the country club pros don't play that kind of golf. They play regional golf. They do well, and they charge $200 an hour for lessons and things like that. That's what a club pro does. It's a lot of fun, and they don't normally venture out into the actual PGA events. Now, in this particular case, Michael Block was not an unknown person at all. He's been plying his trade in Southern California. He's got a really cushy job at a good golf course. He's won 47 tournaments in California alone, just by bopping all over the place, picking up a couple grand here, a couple grand there. And he just never wanted to be on the PGA. But when this came up, he said his game was good. And after I see the first 70 and then the next 70, I said, here's a club pro coming from California that doesn't play the circuit, shoots even par in one of the most hardest tracks in the country. Not only that, he did it again the next day, shot another 70. So he's even par. I mean, guys are falling all over the places after him, and he's climbing the leaderboard. Of course, he had no visions of winning, I don't think, but he certainly made himself well. I mean, then the hole-in-one was just a classic, and he's a neat guy. I don't think he wants to play the tour at all, but he's getting some sponsor exemptions here. He's going to go out and play. Why not? It's amazing. He didn't realize how much he made. For him, I think he was in 12th place or something like that. His check was $233,000. Now, I can tell you, Daniel.
Yeah.
Michael Black doesn't make $200,000 a year doing what he's doing. I mean, he's a grinder. He plays club tournaments. He plays state tournaments and regional tournaments. But never did he think that he could compete at this kind of golf course, at this level, with these guys, and earn $288,000. I thought it was a great story. I'm going to watch him this week, and I hope he does okay. Sometimes these guys sort of flame out. When you look at the PGA golf tournament itself, you can actually throw out half of the field because they're not going to win if you're trying to handicap the rest of the guys. And that's just the way it is. The PGA is made up of either tour professionals or club professionals, and the club professionals don't normally carry out into the tour to earn that kind of money.
Yeah. So I mean, we see this in the Charles, like you talked about it, coming up this weekend. Well, in progress, the Charles Schwab Challenge here today, May 25th through Sunday, May 28th in Fort Worth, Texas. Then we have the Memorial Tournament, which is in Dublin, Ohio, from June 1st to the 4th, and then the RBC Canadian Open from June 8th to the 11th. We know that we're going to see Michael Block coming up here at these events, a bunch of these, so I'm excited to see him with that. And, in the upcoming tour. PJ, final note on it, why do you like watching, the PGA Tour? And you mentioned the LIV, and it was good to see some of the guys from there come in. What do you like about the PGA? And what are your thoughts on, the LIV and the PGA and kind of this back and forth? Because the LIV is another place for them to play, but the PGA had an issue with that, and we've talked about that.
Well, on a percentage deal, there certainly isn't as many LIV players that can win as compared to the regular PGA. Excuse me, I'm having trouble, sir.
Hey, okay.
With a PGA Tour event, really, 40 guys can win a tournament. Now, with the LIV, maybe 10 guys, 10, 15 guys. So there's a discrepancy there. But the ones that play can play. So I have no doubt that there's going to be a meeting of the minds here, maybe not anytime soon, but down the road, if both tours are going to have to learn to live with each other and help each other. The PGA has always been a closed shop. They're just a bunch of frilly old men that go around and beat their check and say, well, we're from the PGA. Well, the PGA, they try to be one-dimensional, and they can't be. Because golfers are independent businessmen. They can take their play anywhere and play anywhere for any amount of money as long as they qualify. So the PGA tries to monopolize, and it just didn't work in this particular case. It's going to get a lot worse, too, because Koepka's now rounding into shape. We got 10 guys on the LIV course that are in the top 20 or 25 of the regular tour, so they can play.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do from here, in the PGA and the LIV, and the fact that the PGA is going to have to probably just put its sword down and understand that, like you said, these guys are independent businessmen. Let's jump to horse racing with Papa Joe here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Greg said, PJ, thanks for the Preakness pick. Won some money with the favorites coming in this weekend. My response to him is, what's Papa Joe's cut? And he said he owes you some car wax.
Yeah. Well, I like Blazing Sevens for the last couple of months. I knew what he was training up well. A couple of his races didn't turn out the way Chad Brown wanted them. And Chad Brown is notorious, very notorious, for bringing his horses slowly to these type of events so it can be competitive. They're not like Baffert and the rest of these idiots who just run the hell out of them when they're 2-year-olds. They break down, die, and then he cheats. So I hated to see Baffert win that race. He's got a nice horse, but he'll probably kill that horse too. I'm not a Baffert man at all. He's a liar and a cheat. Frankly, doesn't deserve to be on the circuit at all. I don't care if it's Naira or Churchill Downs or the West Coast. Guys like him don't belong. But anyway, Chad Brown's horse, I knew he was coming up well. I had a chance to really make a big score there if he had won, but okay, we got second, got a little money.
Yeah.
Now the Belmont Stakes is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I haven't really researched that as much as I want to because horses are still messing around. Some are going to scratch out, maybe a late entry here and there. I don't. Belmont is a brutal course. For a mile and a half for 3-year-olds is extremely difficult. And Baffert, I'm sure, will have a couple of his horses there. Now, Todd Pletcher will have a couple of his horses there. Now, Fletcher's got some problems now because his Derby horse, who I really thought was a sensational young horse named Forte, wound up testing positive for a stakes race back in the fall. And they got the result, and they suspended Fletcher. I don't know what's going to happen to Fletcher. He's a Hall of Fame trainer, but I hope he doesn't need to cheat to win like Baffert does. But I hope he gets out of this all right, because I want to see the horse at least run. There'll be probably with the Belmont. There's not really a lot of horses that can win that race because a lot of 3-year-olds just can't go a mile and a half, mile and a quarter, maybe mile 16th, mile and an eighth. But not then, not the mile and the eighth. So when you look at the field, you gotta look at the field and you gotta understand where these horses are coming from, who's training them, and what kind of works do they have coming forward. And doing that, and that being said, then you can simply eliminate. Say if there's a 10-horse field, you can probably eliminate 4 or 5 horses right off the bat, and then try to win the race with the horses that you like. So next week I'll have my opinions on the Belmont, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, coming from Papa Joe here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. Just hearing this morning of the waiving of kicker Riley Patterson, who I have built a friendship with, who I covered at Memphis. The Jacksonville Jaguars have waived their starting kicker to bring in Denver Broncos longtime kicker Brandon McManus. And, so I'm instantaneously saying this to you while I'm typing it onto our social media. I said waiving kicker Riley Patterson is a mistake. I love you, Jacksonville, but it's a mistake. So we'll take a step aside for a fast break. You don't break something, or you don't try to fix something that's not broken. We'll take a step aside for a fast break here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We'll be back with PJ rounding out this week a Wake Up Call with Major League Baseball right after this. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also, I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was, selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here every single Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a little bit of a schedule change in travel this week, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the show to find out what that exactly is going to be. And we got a holiday coming up on Monday as well, so we'll discuss that. A lot of great stuff coming up here with Papa Joe. And so Greg said, it's sad horse racing game is becoming more and more dirty. Yeah, Greg, that's the thing. Everything in life that's good could have that negative side to it as well. The kicker carousel continues. Maybe kick the tires on the former Bills drafted kicker. Jets are currently interviewing him. So, here's my thing. I just want to see Riley Patterson successful and well. And if anything happens with Jacksonville and Brandon McManus, I hope that they call Riley first, and I hope they get him back. But you know what? For Riley, I want nothing more than success. Like I said, we've been building a friendship, and I appreciate him very, very much so. So I want to see him do well, and I want to see him succeed. And I'm going to be sad Marvin Jones Jr. isn't in the building. Riley Patterson's not in the building. And those are two guys that I love talking to and that talk to me about God. And I was just talking about Riley Patterson within the last couple days. I said when he made that game-winning kick, he didn't say a word. The media followed him. He took his chain off and he held it in front of the camera with his cross on, with God there on the cross and Jesus on the cross. And I was talking to him about it. You could go back and listen to the interview. He said, I promised myself that if I was put in that position and I made that kick, that I would give all glory to God. And they're giving up the long term for the short term, and I hope it works out for Jacksonville. But I'm excited to have Brandon McManus. At the same time, Riley Patterson could be the kicker for the next 10 years. And Brandon might be the kicker for the next year or half a year or 2 years. So I hope it works out, but I'm sad about it, and I'll talk about it as we go here. PJ, Major League Baseball, let's hop into it. You can make any note you want to make, too, because we were talking off the air, so if you want to say anything about the Jacksonville kicker situation, and then on to Major League Baseball.
Not really. I'm sure the young man will land on his feet somewhere, but you don't let go of a guy like McManus and out of a turn and have 7 or 8 offers. I'm sure he had them. And I liked it. I liked the move, actually. Kickers are a strange breed. Some of them are in real good shape. Some of them are not in good shape. Now they're more athletic. They can play longer.
Yeah.
They're not very big anyway to begin with. But if you got a guy that's 6'2", 180, can kick the ball like hell, he's going to last a long time because he's fit. Doesn't have to tackle, doesn't have to throw. Well, sometimes he doesn't have to throw. Sure, he doesn't have to tackle, doesn't have to run that much. So I applaud the effort here by the Jaguars to get good. I think probably the young man would have done well with us. He may yet come back, but McManus is a winner.
Yeah, he is. So we'll see. Arguably the best player on the Denver Broncos this past season. So as we move forward here, PJ, Major League Baseball, I'm going to unleash you and let you go. What do you want to tell us about the state of the Major League right now at this time in the season?
Well, I'll just run down what I usually do and make a few comments here or there. The AL East, the Rays are still playing better than 750 ball to 36-15. Extraordinary story this time of year. Baltimore's 3-back and New York is 6-back. Baltimore's still a really surprising team this year. They're playing just as well as anyone in that division. The Yankees are starting to come around a little bit. The Yankees are pledged again by poor pitching, and even their good pitcher Garrett Cole got tagged last night. So, you gotta have pitching in this league. The Yankees got all these muscle pound guys that can't even stay healthy swinging a bat. Aaron Judge hasn't done what he's supposed to do yet, but there's a lot of pressure on him too. So I'm really disappointed in the Yankees, but I'm very happy with Baltimore. Of course, the Rays are reading the whole deal. In the AL Central, you got Minnesota 26-24. They're not going anywhere. Detroit's 2.5 back, and Cleveland's 4.5 back. And this Central Division just doesn't have a lot to it. These guys are probably going to be 500 the whole year. It's unfortunate. Minnesota may squeak out a division win here, but I wouldn't be surprised if all of these teams are 500 at the end of the year. On the West, you got Texas playing just as well as the Rays. They're 31-18. Houston is 3-back. My Angels are 4-back. Finally, they were 7-3 in their last 10 games, and they just swept the Boston Red Sox. Otani and Trump both homered last night, and I must have really jinxed them last week because I said it's pitiful how this team is so good and can't even play 500 ball. Well, they're over 500. So I got in my face, but at least I made them play better. National League East, Atlanta's up 30-19. Miami 5.5 back. New York Mets are 5.5 back. The Mets are still plagued by poor pitching also. Two of their Cy Young Award winners and future Hall of Famers are not pitching up to their potential. Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. So what's going to happen in the summer, I'm not sure, but these guys like the hot. They do like the hot. Don't much care for cold. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys, if they're healthy, start heating up this summer. At the Central, my Brewers are 27-22. Pittsburgh 2-back. Chicago's 4.5 back. Milwaukee's not playing very well. Again, they got two really good pitchers, and they're not pitching well at all. Yelich still is not anywhere close to being his MVP form. This is a nondescript team right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if whoever wins this division is also a 500 team. So I wouldn't play my Milwaukee that well. Out west, you got LA at 31-20. You got Arizona's 1.5 back. Good for them. They're playing good. Their last 10 games, they were 7-3. They're proving that they're competitive this early in the season, Daniel.
Yeah.
Same 6-back. But Arizona's got to carry it farther. They got to have their arms go a little bit longer in games. They got to be able to win some tough games. And if they can't, then they're going to fall behind LA. I want to talk about hitting. Ariz from Miami's hitting 371. That's unheard of too. That's filthy right there. 371.
Yeah.
Diaz Colorado's 343. Alcuna from Atlanta's at 330. For some reason, Atlanta at the National League always hits better than the American League. They score more runs. They hit more singles and doubles. American League is known for homers, and has been that way for years. And these guys just are hard. They're very difficult outs. Now, when you get to the New York Mets, which I just talked about a while ago, Pete Alonso is leading the league in 18 homers and 45 RBIs, 43 RBIs. Now, Alonso's got a real chance to do what he did last year, which is run rampant through the whole league. I mean, he's a killer.
Yeah.
He's got a really good short swing. I just want to see the Mets play a little bit better. Is all. Alonso got 18 home runs. Max Muncy from LA's got 15. Alonso's got 43 RBIs. Nolan Gorman from St. Louis has got 39. And I got to admit something. I don't know much about Nolan Gorman, but he's in the stats, and I'm going to have to learn something about him. And he got some Atlanta guys that are 36 RBIs, Matt Olson and Dan Murphy. American League, you got Dante Bichette from Toronto's hitting 327. Diaz from Tampa's hitting 322. And Rizzo, Anthony Rizzo from New York's hitting 307. Funny to see Rizzo hit for an average. He doesn't normally do that. He's normally a homer guy. I want to see him go deep into the season, right around 300, because that'll help the Yankees altogether. Judge has got 14 homers. Garcia's got 14 homers from Texas. You got Devers, Earl Bear from Chicago, and Mike Trout are tied at 13 homers. Not a lot happening here. Judge is not doing what I thought he would do this year. He had I don't know, he was out for 10 days for some stupid little thing. All these big muscle-bound guys, I don't know whether they just don't stretch well. They have too many little piddling abilities to play this game.
Yeah.
They got to stretch. Every day they got to stretch, whether they're playing or not. Yeah, Garcia in Texas has got 49 RBIs. Alvarez in Houston got 46. Rafael Devers got 44 from Boston. Rafael Devers is having another sensational year. He'll be a most valuable player candidate this year, and I'm glad that the Red Sox tied him up for the big money. You get the pitcher, McClanahan, Toronto. He's got 8 wins. He's got a 1.97 ERA. Far better than anyone else. He's a first-class pitcher. I learned about him last year. He was the real deal last year, and he's even better this year. Sonny Gray from Minnesota's got a 1.82 ERA. So, you got Gullen, Justin Steele, and Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw from New York. I've got 6 wins in the National League. Nothing stirring there. But you got Bryce Elder from Atlanta. Don't know much about him either, and I'm going to learn something about him. He's got a 2.01 ERA. Alex Cobb from San Francisco at 2.217. 2.17, I mean. And Alex Cobb used to be one of my favorite players with the Rays before he went out and made some money. Justin Steele from Chicago has got a 2.20. Ronald Acuna from Tampa Bay, from Atlanta's got 20 stolen bases. Estuary Ruiz, how about that name? 26 RBIs. I don't know a thing about Estuary Ruiz. Not a thing. Anyways, he's fast. Got 26 RBIs. My favorite players at least, Ohtani. Ohtani's 5-1 with 3.05 ERA. He got 80 strikeouts. He's a threat to throw a no-hitter every time he's on the mound. And if you get a chance to watch him, and I do, watch him because he's extraordinary. He's big, tall, lanky. He throws 6 pitches for strikes. Tough man to hit. Batting-wise, he's hitting 280, 12 home runs, and 33 RBIs. So we're looking at the best player that's played this game.
Yeah.
Since Babe Ruth or Mickey Mantle, I guess. I don't know what more to say about this kid. I mean, he does it all. He has it all, and he's a pleasure to watch. He's a gentleman, and it looks like he and Trout bond really well together. And I'm hoping that together, Trout and Ohtani can pull the Angels up to the lead at least, and maybe even qualify for playoffs. That's it, Daniel.
Yeah, most important thing that Papa Joe said in that entire thing. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Most important thing, Arizona Diamondbacks, a game and a half out of first place in the NL West. Los Angeles Dodgers are 31-20. The Diamondbacks are 29-21. The Dodgers have a series this weekend with the Tampa Bay Rays coming down to Tampa. And if Tampa takes care of business, and remember, Tampa and Arizona became franchises in Major League Baseball at the same time. If Tampa takes care of business, they might help Arizona to become the top team in the NL West after the weekend. So let's go Tampa. So that's how I feel about it. But a lot of great stuff coming up, as always, in baseball. Always have a ton of fun talking with PJ about everything. And Papa Joe, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. My best and God bless and safe travels, as well as prayers that everything goes well at the dock today. And I look forward to talking with you soon, and I send you all my love.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Bye-bye.
Take care. That coming from Papa Joe here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life, in his normal stint in hour number 2 on Thursdays. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. And what's up to Joey saying, go Rays? I agree with you, brother. We'll take a step aside for a fast break here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and we'll finish things up right after this. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there, and of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100, and also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. This is a special message from 317 at Montgomery restaurant owner Joel Carpenter. Open Tuesday through Saturday for your dining pleasure on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York.
We wanted to be a part of the resurgence of Syracuse. We saw a lot of money being put into bringing people back downtown and thought that, we'd like to be a part of that. I love putting together a good dish where people see it first, they fall in love with it, and then it tastes just as good as it looks. We want to provide the best food in Syracuse that we possibly can, and we want you to leave here talking to your family, your friends about what you had to eat first and foremost, but also our service, and to walk out feeling like you're part of our family. I work out in the front of the house a lot, and I love walking to every single table, asking them how everything is, and people looking at me and smiling and saying, this is the most amazing short rib I've ever had. This is the most amazing filet I've ever had. And Donna is great. Sarah's amazing. Thank you for coming over and talking to us. And them just being truly happy for the experience that they've gotten.
317 at Montgomery Restaurant, part of the fabric of downtown Syracuse, located on 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York. Open Tuesday through Saturday for a unique and memorable dining experience. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. I appreciate you tuning in every single Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a different style here for the next few days. So for tomorrow's broadcast, tune in to all of our social media to find out how you can connect with us for tomorrow on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. And then for next week, for Memorial Day week, we are going to be off Monday on Memorial Day, which means DT and Murphy, that starts every week for you on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, is going to happen the following Monday. So Brendan Murphy and I will be back on June 5th from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for DT and Murphy on Wake Up Call. The entire Wake Up Call broadcast will be off Monday, May 29th, and then we'll be back at it the 30th, the 31st, the 1st, and 2nd. We'll be featuring specials. We have a thing called the Road to D1, talking with the coaches of Lemoyne College as they get set for the move on July 1st, 2023. So you're going to see specials coming up here on YouTube and Facebook, both .com/Wake Up Call DT. And so on Tuesday, May 30th, you'll see my special Road to D1 with Adam Zakowski of the Lemoyne men's and women's swimming and diving team as their head coach. On Wednesday, May 31st, you'll see the Road to D1, my conversation with Tracy Roman, the head coach of the Lemoyne Dolphins softball team. On Thursday, June 1st, you'll see my Road to D1 special with Robin Wheelis, the head coach of the Lemoyne men's and women's cross country and track and field teams. I'll also be doing a special with Kingsley Jonathan of the Buffalo Bills and DeAndre Smith, who is now the running backs coach for the Indianapolis Colts. So a lot of great stuff coming up. Excited to share that with you. And of course, as always, I thank you for being here on Wake Up Call Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /Wake Up Call DT, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. Once the shows go live, hop into the archive. There's plenty of great stuff on the archive that you can check out right now. So I implore you to do that. Go off into the archive and check out Wake Up Call on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, as well as on MixLR, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, Spotify, Stitcher, as well as TuneIn, YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. So make sure you do that on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. And I appreciate you in advance for going over there and checking out Wake Up Call. And of course, we want to give a special thanks to all of our incredible partners in this central and upstate New York community. Many thanks and much love to each and every single one of you. So we do want to thank Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Mother's Cupboard, where I have my very own sandwich, the Cuse McMother. You could get it 7 days a week by going to 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York, and 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. They're open. Mother's Cupboard, Cuse McMother, bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Eat it like a sandwich or cut it up and have it with some syrup. Either way, it's amazing. And speaking of Carvel DeWitt, as of yesterday, Wednesday, May 24th at 5 p.m., the DT Dolphin is now firmly on the exclusive Carvel DeWitt menu. You can't get it at any other Carvel anywhere in the world. You can't get it at the Carvel, any other Carvel in the state of New York, anywhere. You have to go to Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York, and get yourself a DT Dolphin. Mint chocolate chip ice cream, green for the Dolphins, with hot fudge, whipped cream, a cherry, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. The DT Dolphin is exclusive at Carvel DeWitt and now available on the menu as of yesterday. So go and get yourself a DT Dolphin today. I want to thank my parents. I want to thank owner Jay Cartini and athletics director of Lemoyne College, Bob Beretta, for making that a very beautiful and special moment for me in my career. Thank you. God bless. And I love you all. Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, as well as PB&J's Lunchbox, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, Great Lakes Honda City, Chick-fil-A Watertown, Avicoli's, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, 317 at Montgomery Street. The name of the location is the name of the restaurant, and our series is exclusive downtown with them, Downtown with Dan. Make sure you go and check that out. Downtown with Dan, we have that series on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and it's also available on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt Our newest episode went up just a few days ago, and I'll be sure to share that with you again so that you can all check it out. And we appreciate everybody that has done that. So much love and much respect and many thanks. And of course, we want to give a special thanks to Pizza Man, a fantastic place for us that we've had so much fun at over the years, and look forward to seeing you there very, very soon. Of course, Wake Up Call is the exclusive multimedia marketing partner as well of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call, hanging out with the Dolphins of Lemoyne, AD and DT every first and third Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. Eastern Time during Dolphin Time. That Dolphin Time stays at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, but in the second and fourth weeks switches to the Dolphin Dive, diving into stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. We got 3 Dolphin Dive specials coming up for you next week, as I said, on Tuesday, May 30th, Wednesday, May 31st, and on Thursday, June 1st, we'll be featuring the Road to D1 with 3 coaches of Lemoyne College. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Check out all of our Lemoyne content by going to Lemoyne's tab on wakeupcalldt.com. Subscribe to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and search Lemoyne, and you'll find all of our content there. It is exclusive to Wake Up Call, and it allows Lemoyne to be featured in a way that they've never experienced before. It is my honor and my privilege to do so. Check out more information at LemoyneDolphins.com. Thanks to the entire staff at Lemoyne, and as always, Fins Up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You can find your Bobcats every single month on Wake Up Call, and I always love talking with the coaches and student athletes. We've had a new campus director, Mary Hawkins, on the show. You want to check that out. Our most recent Bobcat Buzz roundtable turned into a panel discussion and a rapid fire to get to know each other and for you to get to know everybody at Bryan and Stratton that is a head coach as well as new campus director, Mary Hawkins. Don't miss a second of that episode. You can check it out on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Search Bobcat Buzz. You can also go to the BSC Syracuse tab on wakeupcalldt.com for all of our Bobcat content. Appreciate all of you at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse, Mary Hawkins, as well as the front office of Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. Big thanks to Nick Dimitrievsky, Alex Grigorita, Clay Gagan Sherman, Sean Peak, Tay Baker, Brian Yurton, and to everybody, all the student athletes and all of the students there and all the teachers. So thank you for the work that you do, for being uniquely special, and for believing in me to tell your unique story, which I am so grateful for. So check out the Bobcats on our outlets of youtube.com and facebook.com/wakeupcalldt and on the BSC Syracuse tab on wakeupcalldt.com. With that being said, for more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. And as always, go Bobcats. I want to thank you for tuning into today's show of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And may God aid us in everything we can't control and help us to figure those things out and to do well no matter what it is. So whatever's out of our control, Lord, please help us to have your help and your assistance, and may everything work out by the grace of God, and may we control what we can control very well as well. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. I hope you have a great day. Big time thanks to Zach Mahoney and Papa Joe. Great conversation breaking down the quarterbacks. Go back and watch that video. So much fun. Syracuse quarterbacks, NFL rookie quarterbacks. Papa Joe, always a great time every Thursday. PGA, MLB, horse racing. I hope you have a fantastic day. We'll see you on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. I just added a new episode of The Light Between Us with a fantastic, positive, faith-based story of an incredible young man and his family, George McHale. Go and watch that now on our social media, as well as all of our Carvel DeWitt pictures that we have put up and we will put up for the new DT Dolphin Sunday. We'll see you out at Carvel. We love you so much. I appreciate you. God bless. No